Good evening, everyone who's ready for a poker chip draw. I think that's what we're here for, right? Look at this. There's what we're pulling from tonight. We got a whole bag full of chips here. They've been mixed up really, really well. And now for you guys who haven't done this so far, you might want to take a watch, a gander at what happens here. What I do is I pull chips out of here, I stick them underneath here, I show you what they are, and we act accordingly. If you draw a name out, you get the next coin in the box. I have special chips. You have a bonus chip. Bonus chip means after I draw a bonus chip, I draw one more chip, and that chip becomes whomever gets the bonus, you get 2 coins instead of 1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those to put in the bag. Next up, we have a $10 chip. $10 chip gives you $10 off any purchase in the future with Copper Coins auctions. I have 1, 2, 3 of those to draw. And then I have what I call the game. The game, I draw the game chip, then I draw your chip out. And if you are present to play, you guess whether the next coin in the box is higher or lower. The higher would be higher in date and mint marks in PDS order, and lower being a lower date, mint marks in PDS order backwards. And if you guess it right, you get the next coin. You keep guessing until you lose. You get all the coins you guess correctly. It's pretty simple. If in the event you are not able, can somebody figure out what the exact middle of 1934 plain through 1958 D would be? 34 plain to 58 D. We'll take the middle coin, and anything from the middle up we'll guess higher. Anything from below the middle we'll guess lower. As a matter of, let's say, typical statistics. And when you win, you win. When you lose, you lose. If you're not present, if you are present, you get to guess it on your own. And I have 3 games we can play. And that's how that's going to work. All the black chips are special chips. They only come out with names. And we play the game. We get the $10 or we get a bonus coin. Those all go inside and will be mixed into the remainder of the chips inside the bag. Kevin, no, it's not too late to get in. But I can't put you... Well, it is actually too late to get in, because I'm already starting. It is actually too late at this point. 1946 what, Malcolm? Remember, you've got P and D for 34, you got PDS for 35 through 55, and then you got PD only for 56, 7, and 8. I need the exact middle issue. All right, so there we are. Kevin, you are a registered user, correct? If you are a registered user, I can put chips in for you. And Frostbite's already in, so you're the only 2 new guys that are here right now that I can see. So let me go ahead, hang on a second, and let me get new chips out for you. And we won't mark them for now because I don't have time. All right, so Kevin, how many spots would you like in for? Anything from 1 to 10. $3.50 a coin. And I'll make these chips up for you real quick. Okay. All right, I'm making up chips for Kevin right now in case you wonder why I'm being so quiet. I'll have them ready here in just a minute, and I'll toss them in the bag with everybody else. This will be the fastest I've ever made chips for anyone. But as we always say, the more the merrier. All right, here we go. Kevin now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chips. Here's Kevin's 10 chips getting mixed in a little bit at a time so they don't get all bunched up. Bag full here. We may do this show all in one shot, but I'm actually thinking about taking about a 45-minute break between halves and do them in halves. 1945S is the middle. 45S is the middle. So 1945S up. If a person's not here for the game, we will automatically go higher. 45D or lower, we will go lower. Okay, that does that. All right then, here we are. Dirty Water Coins. I welcome you to the broadcast. We get this put in here, get us started on this process. There we go. All right, first name out. P. Adams. P. Adams gets a 1950S. 1950S. This one's a little screaming looking. I'm gonna go to the next coin. I don't like that one. All right, here we go. Here's a 46D. Nice 46D for P. Adams, and that gets us started. That's how it works. I draw your name out, show you the name, then I draw a coin. Mr. French, 1940D. 1940D for Mr. French. Next out, Ted Evans. Ted Evans and his whole beat-up chip. He's been around for quite a while. Here's a 45S that's a nice brown uncirculated. It's probably red on the other side. No, it is brown on the other side. It's a roll ender. Next out is Richard, Mr. Sappington. What does Mr. Sappington get but a 1953 Philadelphia? 1953 Philadelphia red BU cent. Next out, Grandpa Tim. Grandpa Tim gets a 1954 Philadelphia. Nice BU 1954 Philadelphia there. Let me redo my lighting situation just a little bit here. There. Get these a little more so that they're visible in the light. Drag this light over a little more so we can see what's going on. There we go. All right, I think I've got it situated now. Next up, Wanda And Wanda picks up a 1955S. 1955S. Nice BU coin. Next up, how about Ant? Ant2242. See what we get here. Well, there's a 56D. Ant has a Larry on it, unfortunately. It could be a die variety, though. I did not check any of these for die varieties, so whatever's there is what you're gonna end up with, what you're gonna find. Adam, I would suggest looking at everything closely. 1944 Philadelphia for Adam. 1944 Philadelphia. Adam is Coins and Ghouls. He used to go by his regular name, then he changed to Coins and Ghouls, and I just never changed it in my channel. Here's one for Kevin, brand new arrival. How about a 1950 Philadelphia? 1950 Philadelphia. That was one of the last ones I needed for one of the sets I recently completed. Sometimes they are rather difficult to find. Oh, would you look there? Kevin pops out again, 2 times in a row. This next one is a 1947S. 1947S. Let's see what comes out next. Carl. 1944 Philadelphia. 1944 Philadelphia. Next up, Paul Hampton. Let's see what Paul gets. That is a 1950 Philly. 1950 Philadelphia. Next up, Ted Evans. Ted and a 1954 Philly. Nice bright BU coin. 1954 Philadelphia. Next out. Well, Ted again. I reached in a whole different part of the bag to be sure I got a different name, and I didn't. 1946. 46 Philly. Nice BU coin there. All right, next up. Next up is Rithy. Rithy Yorth. Oh, nice one. 1952S. 1952S. Over $200 a roll those things are now. They don't come cheap. Mr. Longy. Raymond is up next, and Raymond gets a 1941 Philly. It's got a little bit of a Larry on the obverse. Let's see what the reverse looks like. It's a little cleaner. Still a little bit of a Larry on that one. Larry is our copper coins language for a fingerprint. Stanley Zolkowski. 1955S. 1955 San Francisco. Exactly half is 46D. Okay. Is it 46D? In the very middle, 1946D. So anything 46D and up, we're going to say higher. Anything 46 plain and down, we're going to say lower. And that's only when we're playing the game if you're not present to play yourself. 1954D. But there is the statistical middle. So we're going to go with 46D. $46D, we say higher. 46 plain, we say lower. All right, here we go. Kelly Michaud. We've got 3 opportunities for the game. Let's hope the person is here for all of them, so we don't have to let statistics rule. Next up, well, Kevin again. Kevin, you're in and out quickly, buddy. How about a 1950 San Francisco, 1950S? Using all your toes and fingers. Okay. Sounds good, Paul. Thank you. Up next, Cap Morgan. Cap Morgan Dollar pulls a 1946S. Those aren't cheap, and that's a nice one. Wanda? Wanda's up next. Wanda with a 47S. 1947S. You can put your shoes back on, Paul. Grandpa Tim now. Grandpa Tim with a 1946D. That issue that's right in the middle. Statistically center. So if we were playing the game, we'd say higher on this one. Here's one for Wanda. Wanda did get to play the game last time. She got near 20 coins out of it. There's a 57D for Wanda, so that is higher. So who are we going to draw next? Mr. Fletcher. Jim Fletcher. So we would naturally say lower if it's 57D, and we would lose. There's a 58 plain. So that's how it works. Yes, Dennis, I did. Here's Taco John. Taco John with a 1944S. 44S for Taco John. Let this down just a little bit. Get us a little closer look at the coins. Mr. French gets a 1956D. Let me let this down just a little bit, so we're a little bit closer to the subject. There we go. That'll show them off. All right, who's next? Hello, John Doe. JJ, you do have, none for you yet, but you do have 10 chips in here. So here's for Stanley. Stanley in 1955, Philadelphia. 1955 plain. Or Stanley Zolkowski. Another one for Adam. Adam, who is also Coins and Ghouls, gets a 1954D. 1954D. Next up, Cat Morgan again. Now, Cat Morgan in here again, and he gets a 1950 plain. 1950 plain. All right. Next up. Ronald Magany. Ronald M. About a 1948 Philadelphia. Yeah, JJ, I haven't pulled your name out yet. Could happen any time, though. Here's Paul Hampton. Paul. 1940 Denver. 1940 Denver. Nice toner there. Next up. See, I said it could happen anytime. JJ Addict now. Your first coin. How about 1952D? 1952D bright red BU coin. Next up now. Gonna go a crispy. Crispy mofo. 1776 gets a 1955D. 1955D. And up next, Ted Evans. How about 1955S? Bright 1955S. Good evening, Mr. Longy. Who's up next? Farm Dog. Farm Dog is up next, and Farm Dog, well, he picks a 57D. Nice, clean-looking 57D, but it is a 57D. Not one of the big winners. It's part of the balance, we will say. Grandpa Tim. Grandpa Tim next up. 1944. 1944. Nice, bright, uncirculated coin there for 1944. And next, well, Kevin again. Just made Kevin's chips and stuck them in here. I mixed them in really well. He's getting some good ones, though. Here's 1948D. What do we have here? Paul Adams. 1951 Philadelphia. 1951 Philadelphia for Mr. Adams. Next, Mr. French. 1951S. 1951S for Mr. French. Next up. Let's see, Mark. Yeah, see, we could go 60 chips and not find another one for you. So, you never know. Here's a 54S. 1954S for Mark. Next up, Mr. Rezek. Doug. What do we have for Doug? Here's a 1950D. 1950D. Next up, Stanley. Mr. Zolkowski. How about a 52D for Stanley? Next up, well, there's Kevin again. What do you know? You'd think I put 20 of your chips in here. How about this, 1943D? A little bit of a spot on it there. It's got some of that white stuff on it, but it is an uncirculated 1943D. Here's up next, Jim Fletcher. Jim? 1940 San Francisco. 1940S. Not easy to find. Let's try next here. Wanda? Wanda gets a 47S. 1947S. John, it's late now. You can't do it now, but you can register with us. You register with us by sending me an email at coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. You send me your PayPal email address, your real name, and your YouTube screen name, and I'll get you registered. It's free. You don't pay anything to register, and you'll be able to get in on the next time we do one of these pulls, which I'll be selling them Wednesday. That would be tomorrow night. Parviz, the next pull is going to be a Lincoln Cent proof pull. All the coins will be proof, dated from 1953 up to date. 1952D. 1952D for Parviz. Here's Marked Money Tech. I put Marked Money Tech in for 5. She recently lost her brother. I want to give her a little bit to make her feel better. 1946. Nice 1946 for Marked Money Tech. There you go, John Doe. Read Malcolm's post. Here's Rithy Yorth. And Rithy Yorth, 1944. 1944 Philadelphia. A nice one there. So we're almost 30 minutes in. Here's one for Ronald. And I have close to 100 coins done. So hour and a half to 2 hours we could be finished with all this. So what I'll do is I'll take a break for 20 to 30 minutes to give us a chance to breathe a little bit and go grab a snack or something, come back for the second half. Here's Doug. And Doug gets a 1940 Denver. 1940D. Next up, young Josie Fletcher. Josie Fletcher gets a 1948 Philadelphia. 1948P. Nice red BU coin there. Next up, we have a bonus. Who gets the bonus? You're going to get to see how the black chips work. It's going to be Brian Rogel. Brian Rogel is going to get the next 2 coins in the box. And here they are. The first one, 1946 Denver. 1946D. And the second one is a 1939. 1939 Uncirculated Lincoln Sin. Now, Brian gets a good deal out of that right there. There's 2 coins for the price of 1. Gets himself a bonus. Hello, Parvis. Malcolm. Malcolm up next. Malcolm gets a 1950 Denver, 1950D. Pretty nice one, too. And next up. Next up will be Ronald. Ronald with the 1952S. 1952S. Next, Miss Josie Fletcher. Josie Fletcher gets a 1947 Philadelphia 1947P. That's the date and mint of the roll we went through the other night, where we got some goodies. All right, let's see what we have now. Kelly Michaud, a good buddy from British Columbia. 57 Philadelphia. 1957 Philly. In there. Now we go to Sureg. Sureg. It's a 1954S. 1954S. And next up, well, we get Josie Fletcher out again. How about that? Josie Fletcher, this time in 1946 Philadelphia. 1946 Philadelphia. There are some really nice coins in here. These are all from roll lots and partial rolls that I picked up over many years, and they've been sitting in boxes, and I decided just to rifle through, get them all out, put them in flip inserts, and do something with them. There's a 1949D for Cap Morgan dollar. 1949D. Another one for Mr. Fletcher. Hang on, let me get the keyboard out of the way here. I don't need a keyboard while I'm doing this. Tends to just get in the way. Mr. Fletcher gets a 1952S. 1952S, nice uncirculated coin. $200+ roll. So that's dealer bid on those coins is higher than I charged you for them. That's dealer roll bid. All right, Ronald gets a 1944S. That is why, you might ask, I have 1956 through 1958 in here. Varieties are definitely possible, Dirty Water coins. You still need a 14 and a 22 no D. Everybody needs a 22 no D. The 14D is another one almost everybody needs. There's a 1948 plain for Crispy. 48 plain for Crispy. Here's up next. Parviz. No, I did not this time. Hang on. Let me grab his. You'd have to remind me if I didn't bill you for them. Okay, here's Jordan's 10. Right here, I'll get Jordan mixed into the lot. I wouldn't do it if there had been more of the bonuses gone already, but we've only got one bonus out already, so he's got plenty of opportunity to continue winning bonuses. Yeah, we're not going to see anything in this bag earlier than 1934. 1934, the earliest coins in here. All right, next up, Cap Morgan again. Got Cap Morgan and a 1949 Denver, 1949D. And next up, Ted Evans. These poor old beat up chips. 1952D. Got a 52D for Ted. Up next, Ant. Ant 2242. It's a 1953S. 1953S. There could easily be RPMs, double die obverses, double die reverses, any mixture of that. There's another one for Ant. I swear I'm picking out of a completely different spot in the bag when I get these. There's a 37S. 1937S. Value on that, even with the spots, is $15 to $20. 37S is not an easy one to pick. We just did a 37S roll today. Didn't pick up any great coins out of it. All right, here's Doug. Doug comes in for a 1940S. And next up, Cat Morgan Dollar, if you'd like for me to go through and pick out all your duplicates and replace them with other coins that I choose at random, I would be happy to do that for you. Be happy to do that for anybody here. Here's Malcolm. Malcolm with a 1953 plane. But let me explain to you that it works this way. If I'm picking any of the duplicates out, I'm picking them all out. So if you happen to get two brand new BU 1934D pennies, one of those is coming out too. I can't just take the cheap duplicates out. I take them all out. Brian Rogel, 1946. So you let me know if you want me to pull your duplicates out, and I can do that. I probably could find all those early dates. Well, not all of them. The 11S, the 12S, and the 31S may be possible, but the 14D is a little too scarce. I doubt he's going to find those. Ronald? I've never heard of a 14D coming out of any of my bags. 1955D for Ronald. Found a 98 wide AM. That's pretty cool, Sean. What do we got next here? JJ. And JJ gets 1948 Philadelphia. Yes, please make your request if you want me to pull duplicates out of your boxes. If you want me to pull duplicates out of your coins and replace them with another, here's Sureg. Sureg, 1945D. I'd have to know who to bill for them, Parvas. Another one for Rithy Earth. And we have here a 1954S. That is a nice, clean 1954S for you right there. That's a pretty coin. Pretty, pretty. We could actually come down lower, get a little more detail. There, we could do it like that. There we go. All right. Here's one for Rithy. All right, what do you got next? Here's another one for Jordan. One for Jordan. Oh, nice. How about a 1939 Philadelphia? 1939P for Jordan. Nice red and brown toned beauty. There's Eric. Hello, Eric. Good evening, great sir. Here's Taco John. Taco John comes up next. Taco John gets a 1947 Philadelphia 1947P. Beautiful BU coin there. And I pull that out and move on to the next person. There's Cat Morgan. Cat Morgan Dollar. How about a 1946 Philadelphia? This one's gone just a little on the brown side. Time for a Rogue 14D to pop out of one of my bags. You know, I did have a 14D pop out of my bag one time. It was a 44D that had been shaved down. Made my heart skip a beat. Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton now with the 1951 Denver. 1951D. Another one for Jordan. Jordan this time gets a bright 1955 D, 1955 Denver. Who's ready for a penny pull that is a proof pull? Raymond Lungi. 1957 D. All right, I'm going to take this out. Got our first box done. All right. There we go. All right, next chip. Carl gets the next coin. The next coin is pretty nice 1940 Philadelphia. 1940p. Got some decent ones out of here. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's see. Cap Morgendoller's ready for a proof pull. Grandpa Tim. Used to be known as Crappie Tim. Now he's Grandpa Tim's Copper Corner. 1954S. 1954 San Francisco. Would we rather have a penny pull or a nickel pull? Penny pull or a nickel pull next? Crispy. Crispy gets a 1941S. Pretty 1941S there. Mr. Rogel. $1958 Philadelphia. Cent, both, nickel. My dad's doing okay. Thank you. He is, almost, I have to keep score on this. Hang on just a second. 1 cent and 5 cents. Vote once, please. Let's see. I have 1 for Richard, 1 for Taco John. Cap Morgendollar goes both ways. Frostbite wants a nickel pull. Cap Morgendollar, well, he already said both. Raymond Longy says both. Carl says both. Not making it really easy, guys. Not a fair question to Copperholics, however. Paul says he wants penny proof. So far we're two scores ahead. 2 scores ahead on pennies. All right, next up is Richard. Richard Sappington gets a 1953. 1953. Nice red BU coin there. Next up, Kevin Dobbs says nickel. Look at that. Kevin speaks up and his name comes out. How about that? Here's a 1945. 1945 for Kevin. All right, Kevin says he wants nickels. Parviz says both. Let's see. Malcolm says, well, he wants to see pennies. I already got Paul's in there. So I got 8 for pennies and 6 for nickels. Still 2 ahead for pennies. Well, I have now a penny hoarder. How about that? There's a name and a guy you don't see every day. Well, it gets a 57 Philadelphia. Nice striper there. Nice little striped bass. Grandpa Tim just got here. Grandpa Tim, you've got new chips. There's penny hoarder. Penny hoarder now. 1953S. Nice 1953S there. Grandpa Tim says, all pennies for me. Here's one for Farm Dog. Farm Dog, 1950S. 1950 San Francisco. Yeah, my dad is doing okay. He was dehydrated. That's what made him pass out, and took him a while to get to a point where he could get help. But when he did, they brought him in. They've hydrated him, fed him, and he feels okay now. So it was kind of a false alarm in a way. That was a 54p for Cap Morgan dollar. Let's take a look at the next one. Ant 2242. Ant. There's a 54p for Ant. That one's got a Larry on it. You know what? Let's throw that out. I'm going to throw that out. I'm going to do this one. A 48D. That came up next. Didn't like that coin. Let's do the next one here. Adam. Adam for a 1952D. Next up. What do we got? Crispy. Crispy. Copper is the new old gold. 1940. 1940 plain for Crispy. Next up, Jordan. 1943S for Jordan. That's a hitter. Right there. That's a home run. Those are $12 to $15 at least. Penny Hoarder comes out again. 1936 for Penny Hoarder. 1936 Philadelphia. I am about to receive back a very rare coin from NGC. It's graded with the variety designation. It is a proof 68 1955 Lincoln cent that has DDO1 and DDR2 on it. And I'm wondering what to do. Malcolm gets a 49 Philadelphia. 49 Philly. And I'm wondering what I should do. Because those things sell for $400 or $500 in 65 and 66. This is a 68. Penny Hoarder. Another 1939. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. That's a nice coin right there. Give it away. I can't do that. I have to sell it. It's not exactly my coin. I got it graded, but it isn't my coin. I have to sell it. I have to try to get top dollar out of it. Cap Morgan, 1946 Denver. 46D for Cap Morgan. Yeah, so I've got that coming up. It's, I don't even know what the population is on that. Probably 2 or 3. None finer. And it's a PCGS. I mean, it will be recognized by PCGS as it is a Cherry Picker's Guide coin. Here's a 56 plain. Looks pretty nice. It's Paul. Yeah, it's a very nice DDO DDR 1956 proof. Here's one for Josie. Josie with a beautiful 1949 Denver. 1949D. I don't know that she's not getting some duplicates here. I think I've already called her name for a 49D. Oh, I'll let you see it for sure. It may end up going into PCGS and then get offered on Great Collections. Because it's going to be a heavy hitter coin. Real heavy hitter. But I would be interested in taking possible offers on it. Remembering that a 66, 67 level coin sells for between $600 and $800, and this is a 68. Oh, what do we got? Somebody's going to play the game. Who's going to play the game? Well, I got Penny Hoarder. Penny Hoarder to play the game. Is Penny Hoarder here? Have to give him a chance. If Penny Hoarder's not here, is Chasing Change here? I'll give you guys a second to speak up. He'd let Chasing Change play for him. No Penny Hoarder, no Chasing Change. Yeah, I'm not seeing either one of them in the participants list. I've got 27 people watching, though. There's a decent chance that one of the two of them are in. Well, we'll have to do it according to statistics. So his first coin, 1944 Denver. 1944D. Is it higher or lower? We have to say lower because that works in statistics. And it is. 1942 Philadelphia. No, wait a minute. I have this wrong. I have it backwards. I'll go ahead and do that for this, but this I would have to say higher. Because if it is a 40, what did we guess? See, 46D. If it's a 46D, we have to say lower. If it's a 46 Philadelphia, we have to say higher. Isn't that right? Yeah. Yeah, because there's more spots below a 46D and there's more spots above a 46P. Okay. So, at 46P, we say higher. At 46D, we say lower. So with that 44D, I was supposed to say higher, but I said lower. And we got lower, so he'll keep this one. But from this, I have to say higher. 42 Philadelphia, I have to say higher for the next coin. And is it? It is. 1957P. Well, that's easier. Now I say lower. Lower, if I say lower, and turns out to be a 47S. A 47S, I would have to say lower. 47S, I would have to say lower, and it turns out to be a 46S. So that one is also his. With a 46S, I would also have to say lower. Turns out to be a 52P. So he gets the 52P, but that's all he gets because that's not lower than 46S. So Penny Hoarder gets, what is that, 6 coins for the first game pull. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. All right, so here we go. Now, to redress the rules on the game. If we say, let's see, if we get a 1946D or higher, so a 46D or higher, we say lower. A 46 Philadelphia and lower, we say higher. That keeps us on the side of statistics. No, that's nowhere near a record. 46D and higher, we say lower. 46 Philly and lower, we say higher. Because anything lower than a 46 Denver is going to be on the bottom half. So we would naturally have to say higher to stay within the statistics. And then just the opposite with the other end. If we have a 46D or a higher coin than a 46D, we would have to say lower because those are on the upper half. Hey, Kelly Ray, you didn't miss any of yours. I'll tell you that for sure. And pull a name, does that mean that the person has the opportunity to purchase the coin you pull? If so, then where's the price guide for the coins? No, John Doe. These people have already paid $3.50 for every chip that has gone in the bag. So when I pull a chip, Josie Fletcher has paid $3.50 to get the next coin in the box. Some of them could be high dollar coins and some of them may not be. But her $3.50 got this, 1952D. And then with Penny Hoarder, his $3.50 got him a play in the game where he got 6 nice BU coins. I've already pulled the coin. Let me grab the chip. Here's the bonus. We get a bonus chip. Bonus goes to Mr. Doug. Doug Rizak. He gets 2 coins. This 1944 Denver and this 1954 San Francisco. So he gets both of those because he pulled the bonus chip. Bonus chip gets you an extra coin. All right, so you're stuck in Brandon traffic. Well, you're not too far away. Mark up next. Mark gets 48S. A 1948S. Kelly Michaud. About a 1951S. 1951S for Kelly. That's right. You need to get AJ to come over and get you in your personal helicopter. Just park right on the highway. There's one for Jordan now. And Jordan gets, there's a 1957 Philadelphia for Jordan. 1957P. Did that answer your question, John Doe? Here next we have Wanda. Wanda. Ooh, Wanda gets a 1937S, but it's got spots on it. I'll let her go ahead and keep that one because 37S is a tough date. Stanley Zolkowski. Stanley, how about a 1946D for Stanley? 1946D. We still got quite a few. The reason we're not getting very many of the black chips out of here is because there's only 9 black chips in there, and there's like 300 other chips. So our chances are low of picking them. Here's a 1941. 1941 for Frostbite. That's a nice coin right there, actually. Doug now. 1948D. 1948D for Doug. Here we go with that. Next up, Taco John. Taco John, 1958. 1958 Philly. Those in higher grade are actually valuable too. Who's up next? Here's Kevin again. Kevin, you still here? Kevin's been quiet lately. There's a 56 Philadelphia for Kevin. And here's one for Carl. Carl now with a 1940 Denver. 1940D. Let's see what we have next. Up next, Marked Money Tech. And her worn out chips. There's a 1952 Philadelphia. 1952 Philly for Marked Money Tech. Okay, John Doe, here's how it goes. Here is a $10 chip. Pay attention. A $10 chip. This one will go to Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams has a $10 bonus to use in future auctions or pulls, however he wants to, plus he gets a 1955S. So the $10 comes free to him because I have already pulled a coin for him. Now the $10 chip... Need to get my sticky notes out and put his name on it. P. Adams. I tried putting them in the box last time. It didn't quite work as well as just doing this. So if I just do this and put his name on it, just like that, now I can just set it over here to the side and put his name on the bonus sheet later, so I'll know to give him a discount. Okay, I appreciate it, John. Can't get you in till next time, though. Carl. Carl stands up and grabs a 1954S. 1954S. And next up, Richard. Here's a 51S for Richard. 1951S. Yeah, this is a mixed bag of coins. They vary in date from 1934 through 1958. When you purchase a spot in this, you pay $3.50 to get the right to have a chip pulled from the bag. When I pull a chip from the bag, this Ronald M. right here has paid $3.50 to get this chip so that I can pull the next coin for him out of the bag. Next coin is a 1948D. The coin belongs to him. The chip stays with me. So I send him the coin in the mail, and that's how this works. Hello, Mr. French. Sir Egg is next. Sir Egg gets 1957D. 1957D, nice bright red one. And Kelly Ray. First coin for Kelly Ray tonight. How about that? Kelly Ray grabs a pretty nice looking 1948S. 1948S. Nice one. And up next, grab one chip, Chuck. Raymond Longy. Ooh, 1952S, and this is a nice one. 52S is actually rather scarce. Tough date. 1949S would be the toughest in that era. What? We got Kelly Ray up again. So Kelly Ray doesn't start getting coins until she shows up. Here's 1956 Philadelphia for Kelly Ray. Not the best date and year, but not the worst either. Let's see what's next. Sissy? That's my first one for Sissy, I think. And Sissy gets a beautiful 1941 Philadelphia. 1941 Philadelphia bright red coin. Hello, Mark. And here's another one for Adam. Adam's going to get a nice 1955 Philadelphia. 1955 Philly. Mr. Sappington, Richard. The 1955S. 1955S. Up next now, Paul. Trying to get a game chip and then somebody who's actually here. Let them do the guessing. Here's a 1951S. Mark? I guess you have to be here, right? There's a 1940 Denver for Mark. I think that's Mark's first pull out of a box and a half of coins. Just shows up and I start pulling his name. I don't even know how that happens. All right, here we go. Next up, Parviz. Parviz? I'm having trouble here. 53S is what the next coin is. 1953S for Parviz. And let's see. Next up, we're going to have... Well, here's Kelly Ray again. What do you know? 3 pulls inside of, what, 10 or 12? I don't get it sometimes. How about 1953, Philadelphia? 1953 Philly for Kelly Ray. Pretty coin. All right, next up. Kevin again. Kevin? Kevin gets a 1955 D. 1955 Denver. Carl? Carl, here's another one of the tough ones. 1949 S. It's another tough one. Most of the S mint marks are actually a little rather harder to get because there's only like 2/3 of the S's minted that there are Philadelphia and Denver. So that's a general rule. 1951 S for Jordan. 1951 S. Next up, hello, Coin Captain. Parviz. 1950 S for Parviz. And next one up. Wanda. Wanda. Wanda, how about 1946 Philadelphia? Pretty one, too. Nice 1946. All right, who's next? Taco John. Taco John. I'm going to cut this off here in about 10 minutes. There's a 53D. That's a pretty one. 1953D there for Taco John. Let's see what's next here. Here's Dennis. Dennis Paulson. 1952D. 1952D for Dennis. Let's see what we have next. About 10 minutes. Here's a $10 chip. $10 chip. This one is going to go to Stanley. Stanley Zokowski. Let me write your name on one of my trusty little post-it notes. I get you a $10 credit. Put it in the bank. There it is for Stanley. And Stanley is now going to get a coin. And his coin is 1949D. It's a good one all the way around. You get $10 and you get a coin. A good one. Sounds right to me. All right, give me another 5 minutes or so and I'll take a break. Grandpa Tim. Grandpa Tim, 1953S. 1953S. This is the one thing holding up my shipping right now because I didn't charge extra shipping for these. They need to go in the packages that you've already got coming to you. I'll get all those mailed out tomorrow. Rithy Yorth. 1956D. Ooh, that one could be. That one looks like it could actually be the S between the 9 and the 5, or 1 and the 9 of the date. I'm not going to check it. I'll let you do that. Next up, JJ. JJ Addict. Ooh, pretty. 1938S. It's got a spot on it, but it is a 1938S. Who gets to play the game? And the game will be played by Raymond Longy. Raymond, you in-house? Tell me you're in-house, Raymond. We'll pull Raymond's first coin out and give him a chance to come in with a higher or lower. There's his first coin right there. A 1955D. All right, Raymond, tell me, higher or lower? 1955D. Got a 55D. Are we going higher or lower, good sir? Lower than 55D. Raymond gets a 51. Philadelphia, it is lower. All right, next up, higher or lower, Raymond, than 51 Philadelphia? Now, statistically, a person would say lower. But you also have to remember that there could be a few more higher dates in this than lower ones. Although I did try to keep them rather together. And from 51, we go to 54D. It is higher. So he gets that, but that's all he gets. He gets 3 coins out of that. Congratulations, Raymond. You got yourself 3 coins for 350. Well, that was fun. It was kind of short, but it was fun. We got Grandpa Tim coming up next. Grandpa Tim will pick up 1957D. Now, see, that was the next one. That 54D, you probably would have said lower, and it's higher yet. And then the next up is going to be Rithy Yorth. Now, that 57D, I would definitely guess would be lower next. But it's not. It's a tie, which means that you would win the coin anyway. Because higher or lower, regardless of which one you say, if you tie, you keep playing. $10 goes to Mark Thomas. Congratulations to Mark. That is my last $10 chip for today. Goes to Mark. Get my using 2 post-it notes for 1. That's waste. No wasting office supplies. So there we go. There's our $10 chip. I'm going to put Mark's name on it. And he gets the last of them. And a beautiful 1952D. Nice bright coin. Lots and lots of luster on that one. Next up, folks. Dennis Polson. How about a 1942D? A little spotty, but it's a 42D. Next up, I'll do 3 more. Here's a 1 out of 3 for Farm Dog. A 53S for Farm Dog. Here's my second out of 3. We'll go to Brian Rogel. 53 Philadelphia. 1953 Philadelphia. And now my third of 3 and the last one for this show. Rithy. And it will be a 1949 Philadelphia. 1949 Philly for Rithy. And that's it for this half of the show. It's 41 minutes after. I'll come back right on the hour. It's 41 minutes after right now. I'll come back on the hour. It'll be 20 minutes from now for the other half of this mystery coin draw. I appreciate you guys showing up. For those who can't return, have a great night, and I'll see you next time, probably tomorrow at the auction at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you who can come back, take your break, do what you need to do, and be back in 20 minutes, and I will too. Have a great night.